The member for Memramcook-Tantramar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We hear it all the time. Small and medium-sized businesses are the backbone of our economy. Yet, many are struggling to stay afloat due to COVID-19. From restaurant owners to retail stores, many are grappling with reopening their businesses. In my hometown of Sackville, the Black Duck Cafe and Thunder and Lightning Pub both closed last month. Others are at risk of closing. We need to protect and support entrepreneurs so that they have a fighting chance. The PEI government is offering non-repayable grants of up to $2,500 to entrepreneurs, not-for-profits, and NGOs. This will help them access professional advice and support to adapt or recover from the impacts of COVID-19. Will the Premier commit to implementing a similar program in New Brunswick to help small businesses and nonprofits get over the many hurdles of reopening their doors to the public?
In the gallery, the Minister of Economic Development.
Thank you very much for the question, Mr. Speaker. And this gives me the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to go back a couple of weeks ago when the official opposition was talking about how there weren't going to be any political statements in the House during this time, and how the next day the member from Madawaska-Lilac-Edmundston stood up and said it's only thanks to the federal government that New Brunswick businesses have managed to remain open today. And, Mr. Speaker, I would like to point out that our government, if anybody remembers, put $50 million on the table for the business sector here in the province of New Brunswick. I would also like to remind everybody that our public servants work day and night, 7 days a week, to identify the gaps, many gaps, in the federal programs, Mr. Speaker. One being, if you didn't have a payroll between $50,000 and $1 million at the time, don't call us, we'll call you. And here in the province of New Brunswick, we made sure all of those businesses were able to apply for our program.
The member for Memramcook-Tantramar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It seems that the Minister answered a question from another week, and I didn't hear a response to my question. And so I have another question to add, So, the COVID pandemic has also had severe consequences for those working in arts, culture, and media, as we've heard a lot about today. Artisans, artists, writers, performers, and those who work behind the scenes with them have seen their opportunities to work and incomes plummet. This includes those who work in independent and local media. On March 25th, the Sackville Tribune-Post, one of the only 2 English-language weeklies in New Brunswick not owned by Brunswick News, announced that it would be suspending publication for 12 weeks and laying off its staff. The owner of the Tribune-Post, is Saltwire. There are many questions to be asked about the arts, culture, media, but today I will ask this. Will the Premier take action to ensure the survival of small, independent newspapers and media so that New Brunswickers have access to local sources of news?
The Minister of Economic Development.
Thank you very much for the question, Mr. Speaker. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that these programs that we have put in place is there for any businesses here in the province to contact us. Don't hesitate to start with our Business Navigator line, where we have received over 3,300 calls at this point to provide assistance to any business here in the province of New Brunswick. If they have any questions at all, we'll direct them where needed. And also to make sure that our businesses recognize we know how important they are to our economy. They are the top priority. We also have to be ready for the second wave this fall, Mr. Speaker. We know it's coming. So we have to make sure we're well prepared, and also to keep in mind that everything we do, we have to be accountable to the taxpayers of this wonderful province. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.